There's a voice inside you that doesn't shout, doesn't demand, doesn't confront, but it persists, a voice so subtle that, amid the noise of the world, it almost feels impossible to hear it, and yet it never left, and maybe, without realizing it, you spent most of your life ignoring this voice. We usually call it intuition, but what exactly is this silent force that keeps trying to guide you? And why does it grow stronger at the very moment you feel lost? There are moments in life when nothing seems to make sense anymore, when answers don't come, certainties fall apart, and you feel like you're carrying an invisible weight. And it's in these moments, especially in these moments, that your intuition tries to speak louder, but you were conditioned not to listen. You were taught to trust what you can see, what is logical, what is rational, and everything that can't be explained you learn to ignore. But something is happening, an inner movement, subtle but powerful, like a thread of energy that had been asleep and is now beginning to awaken, and you feel it not just in your body, but in your thoughts, in your dreams, in the small coincidences that seem to follow you everywhere, that none of this is random, none of this is delusion. There's a calling inside you, and it's becoming harder and harder to silence. What you need to understand is that intuition doesn't speak in words, that it speaks in sensations, in chills that appear for no reason, in the discomfort that rises when you're about to make the wrong decision, in that feeling of something isn't right. Even when everything looks perfect, or that peace you feel without explanation, even when you're living something no one else would approve of, it, intuition isn't a mental function. It's a spiritual force. And when it begins to intensify, it's because something big is approaching. Maybe you never noticed, but there's a pattern in your path, situations that repeat, people who enter your life at the exact moment you need to learn. Something, coincidences that happen with such precision that calling them chance would be impossible, and still, you try to rationalize it. You try to force everything into logical explanations, but the truth is, there's a greater intelligence guiding you, not from the outside in, but from the inside out, and lately, that intelligence has been trying to push you toward a new path, but you're resisting that, and that's why your life feels stuck. What you call confusion is often just a collision between who you are and who you're trying to stop being. It's your intuition trying to free you from old versions of yourself that no longer serve you. But change hurts when you're not willing to let go. And little by little, everything that isn't aligned with who you're becoming starts to fall apart. Relationships lose meaning. Plans shift, friendships fade, routines become unbearable. What once made sense no longer does. It's not chaos, it's realignment. It's life pulling away everything that keeps your intuition from leading you to your next chapter. And this is exactly the phase where most people get lost, because they confuse intuition with fear. They confuse signs with coincidences. They confuse discomfort with failure. But deep down, you always have it since childhood. You've noticed things no one else notices. You feel shifts in energy that no one talks about, that you pick up truths in people's eyes without them saying a word. And you sense when something is wrong long before you understand why. That's not oversensitivity. It's heightened perception. It's awakened awareness. It's a soul that came here to see beyond the visible. But you try to fit in, you try to adapt, you try to be normal. And without realizing it, you turn off parts of yourself, silencing signals, ignoring warnings, until life had to shake you awake. There are moments when the universe doesn't whisper, it roars, and every fall, every loss, every door that closed wasn't punishing you, that it was redirecting you, that it was trying to put you back on the path. The problem is, you insist on believing that your mind knows more than your soul. But the mind creates problems, and intuition creates pathways. And when you finally understand that, everything changes. You begin to realize that the answers you were searching for were never out there. They were always within you, and they were trying to speak the entire time. You just weren't ready to listen, until now, because there's a reason you're hearing this right now. There's a reason these words are reaching you at this exact moment in your life. You were guided here, and if you take a deep breath for a moment, you'll feel that something is moving inside you, something you can't explain, but you recognize that an ancient vibration, a spiritual memory, a truth that doesn't belong to the physical world. That your intuition isn't just trying to speak to you, it's trying to wake you up to the fact that you know more than you think, feel, more than you admit, perceive, more than you allow yourself to accept it, and that you're ready for a leap that may scare you, but is inevitable. And maybe that's why lately you felt this strange restlessness, as if you're waiting for something you can't define. as if you're standing on the edge between a cycle that ended and another that hasn't begun yet. That feeling isn't random. It's the prelude to change. It's the echo of what your intuition already knows, but your mind hasn't understood yet, that you're not lost, that you're being guided along a path you haven't yet found the courage to walk, but soon will, because your intuition knows shortcuts your mind doesn't, and will keep pushing you until you finally allow yourself to listen, and when you begin to listen, everything accelerates. You start noticing signs that used to go unnoticed, that people drift out of your life without you having to do anything, that doors close without warning, but others open with such perfect timing it becomes impossible to deny. When you follow intuition, the universe responds, and when you ignore it, the universe repeats. You already know this. What's happening now isn't confusion, it's deep alignment. Your soul is pulling you toward a path that belongs only to you, that a path that requires courage, but brings a strangely familiar sense of peace. Because deep down, you feel that's where you were always meant to go. To intuition doesn't fail. You fail only when you refuse to listen to now. Breathe up, pay attention to the sensation rising inside you at this exact moment. Because that is the proof that you're being called, the proof that something greater is guiding your steps, the proof that you're not alone, that you're being guided not out of chaos, but back into yourself, and when you finally trust that voice, when you allow it to lead your movement, nothing will ever be the same. You won't be the same, the world won't be the same, because you'll have awakened something that was asleep, and that will never sleep again. You are ready. You are being called. Now listen. So if you felt this truth echo inside you, if some part of your soul reacted, even for a moment, no, it wasn't a coincidence. It was a calling, a reminder, an awakening. And if you're ready to embrace it, to walk aware, no longer asleep, then show the universe you heard it. Leave a like on this video. And write in the comments, I awakened, and share this with someone who has been ignoring their own intuition, because when one awakens, many begin to wake up.